Hello, my name is Dr. Sharon Weiss, and I am Superintendent of Schools for the Catholic Diocese of Peoria. My book today that I'd like to read is called Mortimer's Christmas Manger. It's one of my favorites. I used to read it to the students when I was a principal, as well as to my grandson. The book is written by Chapman. In a big house lived a wee mouse named Mortimer. He dwelled in a dark hole under the stairs. Nobody ever noticed little Mortimer, and Mortimer liked it that way, but he didn't like the hole. Too cold, too cramped, too creepy, squeaked Mortimer. Each day, he snuck out and crept around looking for things to eat and to do. Mortimer spied something new. What he spied was wonderful. He saw a huge tree covered with twinkling lights. Nestled on top was a bright, shining star. But something even better from the tree itself sat next to it on a table. Mortimer sighed with delight. A house just my size. But the house was so high and Mortimer was so low. I'll climb up the tree, said Mortimer. It made a perfect ladder for a mouse. Finally, he reached the table. Perfect, said Mortimer. Not perfect, but I'm not cramped anymore. Not creepy. Cozy, but who are you? Mortimer had never seen people so small, almost as small as himself. He had never even seen strange animals like this either. Tup, tup, tup. Mortimer knocked, but no one answered. Tip, tip, tip. No one answered again. No one even moved an inch. I see, said Mortimer. And he squeaked, You aren't real. You're only statues. And so Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged. One by one, he dragged the statues out. When he reached the smallest statue, he saw it was a baby in a wooden bed, just like Mortimer's size. There's no room for you here, Mortimer said. Out you go. Well, then into the bed crawled Mortimer. He fell asleep in the soft, warm hay. The next day, as Mortimer crept about, he found good things to do. There were cookie crumbs, and there were fruitcake morsels, and spicy peppermint candy. But when Mortimer scattered back up to his house, his new house, the statues were set up again. Oh, no, cried Mortimer. This won't do. There's no room for me. And so Mortimer tugged and Mortimer lugged until his statues were out and easy to get out, he said. Then into bed crawled Mortimer. He fell fast asleep on the soft, warm hay. But each day Mortimer scurried about the statues, and they were set up again. And Mortimer always lugged and tugged them back out. Then one day, Mortimer set out and saw the big people gathered all around the tree. He couldn't go out there, so he hid among the statues. And a man started talking. Mortimer listened. And when he heard this wonderful story, it said, "Since it is Christmas Eve, I shall tell the Christmas story," said the man. "A long time ago, in a little town called Bethlehem." Mortimer heard about people named Joseph and Mary and a bright shining star. He heard about shepherds watching their flocks by night and traveling men, wise men. The man continued, "And there was no room for them in the inn." Then Mortimer heard about a baby who was born in a stable and had no real bed, but slept in a wooden manger, a baby born to save the world. "And his name shall be called Jesus," said the man. Well, Mortimer looked at the bright shining star on the tree, and he looked at his new home and his new bed, and he looked at the statues. Last of all, he looked at the baby. "I see," sighed Mortimer. "You aren't just any statue. You are the statue Jesus." Well, Mortimer sniffed and Mortimer snuffled, and a tear rolled down his furry cheek. "There was no room for you in the inn, but I know there is a room." And so Mortimer lugged and Mortimer tugged, and soon he dragged all the statues back to where they belong. And last of all, he laid the baby in the manger. "This belongs to you," said Mortimer. "You look warm and cozy there." There was no place now for Mortimer to go except in the cold, cramped, creepy hole. Well, as he scuttled down the tree, Mortimer said a prayer. "Jesus, you were born to save the world. Perhaps you could also bring me a home." And then Mortimer spied something new. What he spied was wonderful. Mortimer sighed with delight. "A house just my size!" And there were no statues in sight. And so Mortimer moved right in. "Thank you, Jesus," said Mortimer. "You made room for me too." The end. So you see, Mortimer gave up the bed that he thought he had, and it was for baby Jesus. And he gave this bed back to baby Jesus, the statue. And so now he has a bed because it's a gingerbread house. So I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I sure enjoyed reading to you. Thank you.